Good morning and welcome to virtual math class. Today we are I will be introducing you to slope. So our objective for today is that students will be able to recognize what slope is, what it measures, and how to find the slope. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I promise it's not that much. So first, let's think about what does slope measure. So I want you to look at these two triangles. They are very different, and they're different. Let's specifically focus on this side here. So give me your best guess, because both of these would be considered slopes. So give me your best guess about what you think slope measures. If you said that you think that slope measures steepness, you are correct. So a slope measures how steep of a line, or how steep of if we want to think of like a ramp, how steep a line is. So how do we measure slope? This is going to be our first example. So if we look at our table here, first it wants us to look at triangle ABC. So that is, I first try and find triangle ABC. Here it is. I'll just outline it in red. So my vertical side, and remember that vertical is up and down, horizontal is side to side. So my vertical side is 3, it tells me. My horizontal side is 4. So now if I do my vertical side divided by my horizontal side, it would be 3/4, or 3 divided by 4. And if I divided that out, that would be 0.75, but we always want to keep our slope in fraction form, not in decimal. So now let's look at CDE. So if I look at CDE, and I'll outline that in blue, CDE, my vertical side I can see is 6. My horizontal side, it's not given to me, but it's on a grid so I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it would be 6/8. And so if I do 6/8, I want it to be in its simplest form. And I know that 2 goes into both 6 and 8. So I can divide both of those by 2. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So my answer again would be 3/4. So now let's look at FGH. Again, FGH. I'm not given my vertical side length, but I can see that it looks like it's about 1.5, but I can't really tell. But my horizontal side is 2. So now, the slope of a line is going to be the same regardless of the points that we choose. So if my horizontal side is going to be 2, what my vertical side would need to correspond with 3/4. So if I have 3/4 and something over 2, what would that need to be? So if I do like a little ratio and cross multiply, that would equal 6, and then I would have 4x. And if I divided that out, I could see that x would equal about 1.5. And that's about what it looks like on here anyway. So if I do 1.5 divided by 2, does that equal the same thing as 3/4? Go ahead and take a minute. Put your calculator, do whatever you need to do. But if you do 1.5 divided by 2, that should equal 0.75. And 0.75 is the same thing as 3/4. So our slope would be the same. And so the steepness of the line is the same, or the slope of the line is the same, regardless of the points that we choose from the line. So how we find the slope is we do our vertical distance, which again is up and down, over or divided by our horizontal distance, which is side to side. Another way that you'll hear me refer to this as in the future is rise over run. So how much we rise, and how much we run. So knowing that we need our vertical distance over our horizontal distance, I need to find what my vertical distance is here and what my horizontal distance would be. And I know that the image isn't the best, but we can still figure it out. So vertically, I need to look at this line right here. So I can see that I go 1, 2, 3. So my vertical distance is 3, and my horizontal distance would be 1, 2. So my vertical distance is 3, and my horizontal distance is 2. So my slope would be 3/2. So again, I find my slope, and remember I need my vertical distance over my horizontal distance. So if I look at my vertical distance, I can see that my vertical distance is 1, 2, and my horizontal distance is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what would my slope be? So my slope would be 2/6, but I know that 2 goes into 2 and 2 goes into 6. So what would that be simplified? So if I divide both sides by 2, my slope would be 1/3 or 2/6. It's the same thing, but we really want to look for our reduced fraction for our slope. So again, on this one, my rise or my vertical distance is 1, and my horizontal distance would be 2. So my slope would be what? 1/2. So now if I start from this triangle here, I should be able to go over 2 and up 1, and it would be the same. And I could keep doing that because your slope should be the same. I could create these little triangles at any point by going over 2 and up 1 to find the next point on my line, because the slope of your line will always be the same. Okay, so on this one, I want to challenge you. So there's no triangle on this one, but there are 2 points. So how would you go ahead and try to tell me what your slope would be on this one. Okay, so now I drew my square, my triangle, I mean. Does that help? So you should be able to see that the vertical distance is 1, 2, 3, and the horizontal distance is 1, 2, 3, 4. So your slope, your vertical distance is 3, your horizontal distance is 4. So your slope should be 3/4. So now that means if I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1, 2, 3 again, I'm still on my line. And I could keep doing that because my slope is always the same. That concludes today's lesson. If you have any questions, concerns, or need any help, please email me or reach out to me however you know how to.